Yo, what's up everyone? Today I thought we'd do something completely different. Someone actually asked me this on Instagram yesterday, and I think that this is going to be fun. So we're going to go through all of the tracks that I've made that have never been released, that just didn't make the final cut. Everything that I could find that's relatively finished over the past 4 or so years. So we're going to go all the way from when I kind of started producing all the way up to like recently, and then you guys can let me know what you think about them. So I produce a lot of songs. I'm pretty sure you guys do too, and there's many tracks that I've finished or even got up to a point where I'm like, okay, this is quite good, where they just don't ever end up getting released, and it could be for whatever reason. With these ones, I just think they just literally didn't make the final cut. And listening back to them, I've only very briefly listened to each of them, so I can kind of react more naturally to them, as you guys will as well. So I think this would be fun. So let's go into it. So I've made this playlist, and it's got 9 tracks in it, all kind of from the past 4 years, and I think we'll do like a part 2 or a part 3 where I do the rest of them as well, because there's quite a lot. So let's start from the very top. So this one's called Circles. This is a track that I wrote with my friend Sam, who I also live with, and who's also standing behind the camera now. He's helped me write and also sung on a lot of my releases before. Keep Me Awake, Colours, Brand New Phone, and there's a very high note on Speak Francais in the backing vocals that Sam did. We wrote this at our old flat, which we were at about 2 years ago now. And it's just basically just an idea. Like, it doesn't even have a drop or anything. It's just some chords and Sam's voice. And this one came about, I remember I was producing this in his room. I don't know why. And he just started singing over it, and we recorded it in straight away. Like, literally straight away. And it just never went anywhere, because I couldn't really find where to take the track. But I really like this idea. So let's give it a listen. Very slow intro. And listening back to this now, you can hear that melody is so similar to Dynamite by BTS. And this was written way before that song came out, so there's a prime example of how you can accidentally write someone else's melodies. Get you off my mind, to leave this all behind, but you keep running circles. I've tried to tell myself I'm fine, to start another life, but you keep dodging hurdles. I've tried to get you off my mind. It's just a nice vibe. To leave this all behind, but you keep running circles. I've tried to tell myself I'm fine, to start another life, but you keep dodging hurdles. I've tried to get you into the build we go. To leave this all behind, but you keep running circles. I think this drop's gonna be disgusting. To tell myself I'm fine, to start another life, but you keep dodging hurdles. Yeah, I think there's a reason why I didn't finish that one, as you can tell. With all of these tracks as well, I'd love to know what you guys think, so drop a comment below. This next one is called Stargaze. And basically, this is one of the more recent ones. I actually played this in my Stamped live stream set that was out last year. It's kind of got like this Feel That Way vibe. It's very dark, quite funky, and very clubby as well, I guess. It's very weird, and I just didn't finish it because I think like it just didn't really end up developing, I don't think, and I felt like I was forcing the whole idea really. But I think it would be cool to play you guys the track and see if you've got any ideas, and maybe I'll finish it one day. So let's give it a listen. Long ass intro, let's get that. Skip it even further. The chords in this I really like. I just feel like this whole break's a little bit too empty. Dodge a little glitch there. Triplet madness. Hang on. It's not even in triplets, I don't think. The melody is so weird. Pretty sure it just fades out here, because this was just the rough extended mix I made for the stamp set. But yeah, you kind of get the gist. It's very dark, it's very heavy. It's cool. It doesn't feel like it competes with the other stuff I was releasing at the time, I don't think. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Okay, so the next few I'm going to play are actually songs that have been released but just have different drops. So this first one is Unfold with Tamzine, which was released on my debut EP, Recollection Perspective. And this one was tough. We wrote this in a session. The whole writing side of things came about really quickly, and we both really loved like the chords and the vocal melodies and stuff. But the drop was really tough to get right. I remember taking it home from the session and I tried so many different ideas, and it wasn't flowing. Even if the drops were cool, it just wasn't connecting. So this is one of the drops that I settled on right before we changed it to the last one. So let's check it out.
Understand that we need each other to get by.
Way heavier. Sounds like the clap's gone missing there. So yeah, you kind of get the idea, especially when it flows into the second verse. The drums and like the whole groove is completely different. So the next two are alternative drops that I did for the remix that I did for Zed and Jasmine Thompson. I remember like I tried a bunch of stuff with this one because I couldn't really figure out which vibe that I wanted to land on. So let's check them out. So this first one is very, very, very dark, and if I remember rightly, it is also quite funky, but it was a bit hectic, I think. Sounds like a bit of a mess to me. It's cool, but it's very hectic and very muddy, I think. And I did try a few things with that idea, which just didn't really go anywhere. So I scrapped it, put it in the bin, moved on to the next one. So here's the second one. This one's way cooler. Again, very dark, and in fact the original remix I did is also dark. This one's just not very Ellis-y, I don't think. I think that's probably why I just decided not to use it in the end. But the vibe is I like that. I kind of like that vibe. What do you guys think? Moving on, excuse the pun, we have Move. And this is a track that I made last year, I think, which I tried a lot of different versions of this as well. I think it just really ended up needing a better vocal or top line to it, and I don't know, it just didn't go anywhere. I could still finish it one day, who knows. Let's give it a listen. Splice vocal. Again, all of these seem very empty, and I think that's probably why they just kind of put me off. Very, very, very empty build. Let's go. Goes into this B part now. Yeah, this is cool, man. Cheeky little chord at the end there. That's a cool idea, you know. I think I might end up finishing that one at some point. I think at the time when I was probably making the EP, it just really didn't fit with the direction I was going with. But yeah, cool little complextro vibe. I kind of dig all the weird little sounds that kind of connect to each other. And it's very groovy, so who knows? I was actually talking to Osrin the other day, and we both realised that we've made so many collab ideas together and just never finished any of them. Even back in like 2016, we made like a Future House kind of track together. But this one we made probably 2 years ago, I think. It's pretty funky. And this is so rough. Like, this is kind of... So Oscar sent me the first idea, and I kind of made some sort of drop thing to it. And I don't know, I just couldn't nail the drop. You'll hear what I mean. You got me thinking about you. That's me singing on my iPhone. You got me thinking about you. Very sparse again. Oh my god, those horns are the cringiest thing. Oh my god. Overall, I think the idea is sick, and especially the idea that Osrin sent over first was really cool. It had this rap on and stuff, and it was just kind of finding that drop, and that's where we always seem to not bring something together that really benefits both of our styles. But rest assured, me and Osrin will definitely be releasing a collab at some point together, because we will keep going until it happens. Moving on, we have a very, very heavy track, which is kind of in that whole Migraine style, like stuff I was doing like 3 to 4 years ago now. I was originally going to release this under an alias called Ellis, which is what I'd usually do for my clubbiest stuff. Yeah, it just didn't come out. Let's give it a listen. There's a lot of energy straight away.
First track.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in this track. That drop synth is quite cool as well. I have no idea how I made that now. This was an old track. Oh, I think this goes into like a garage section. Another build.
Another bass kick.
That's a cringy drop vocal, man. Yeah, it's very migrainey overall. Maybe something I'll release at some point. It just feels a little bit outdated to me now, I think. But let me know what you think, guys. I mean, who knows? And the final track that we've got for this set of tunes is called The Lights. Now, a lot of you guys have messaged me asking about this one for the past 2 years, I think, since I played it. Like, I used to play this one live a lot, and I think it was in like one of the live streams on my YouTube channel or something. It's definitely more of like a 126 BPM future house vibe, which I don't necessarily release under the Ellis project anymore, but this is a cool track from what I remember. I haven't heard it in ages, so let's give it a listen. Skip the intro. Another reason why I didn't release this is because there was about 10 tracks that use this same splice vocal, and I really think that the vocal is such a strong part of this track that I couldn't just switch it out.
Can't see clearly anymore. I have no fear how this will end. No, nothing scares me anymore.
I think if I was reworking this, I'd definitely have way more energy in this build.
Nothing scares me anymore.
Very choppy. Second break. Vibe change. Very atmospheric.
The lights in here are blinding me. I can't see clearly anymore. I have no fear how this will end. No, nothing scares me anymore. The lights in here are blinding me.
Very empty again. I'll definitely, if I was redoing this, I'd add a lot more energy to it.
I have no fear.
This piano's cool. Flute. Yeah, it's a cool track, man. I just think it definitely needs a lot of reworking. And like I said, the vocal is just, I don't know, I wouldn't really want to use that anymore because so many people have used it, you know. Like, kind of like Show Me How. I was luckily one of the first people in that scene to kind of release a tune with that vocal on, but obviously now a lot of people have used that same vocal. And yeah, it's just not my sort of thing. But there is part 1 of the forgotten tracks. Let me know what you think in the comments, whether you think I should finish any of them up or release them, or even tracks that you've heard, like ideas of mine that you want to hear in the next part. I think the whole point of this video is really to show you guys that not everything I make gets released, and you don't have to think that every track that you're making needs to get released, because it's just it's a journey. It's a journey. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in part 2.